Hello, everybody there, right there on the Joe Cronin Show. It's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing you and everyone the very best.
This is the Epic Voice Guy, and I can honestly say, Joe Cronin is God. Attitude, insanity, over 10 million views. Don't forget to like, comment, and body slam that subscribe button. The Joe Cronin Show is brought to you by WrestleCrate. WrestleCrate.com. Use the coupon code JOESENDME for 10% off the month subscription box.
All kinds of craziness going on in the wrestling universe. We're here to talk about WWE. It's State of the WWE, episode number 48. Play it, whore.
It's time to talk wrestling right here on the Joe Cronin Show. And all you shit bums, don't forget to donate in the box below. We all know, Joe, you take that money, you buy those hoes, but that's okay, because we all still love the Joe Cronin Show anyway.
But not everyone. Okay. All right. So, State of the WWE episode 28. Guys, we're here with... what the hell was...
Oh, my God.
What was that? If there's a director in Hollywood right now who's like, I need somebody who can do the noise and the sound effects of a snarling orcax. It's a fat, huge animal on the planet Snarlor in my movie. And it's kind of yeah, that's the noise that I picture in this fantasy of fantastical creature's nostrils.
Something came to life and died, like, immediately afterwards.
What the hell was that? I wish I could go back. If this was live, I'd go back and play that, like, over and over again, the whole show. Like, you said that sounds like what a horse farting and sneezing at the same time sounds like.
That was the greatest analogy I've ever seen in my entire life.
I don't know what just happened. Well, you didn't see it. You heard it. But anyway, we're here with...
Thanks.
It's a new soundbite for the donations.
Yeah.
We'll do away with shit bum and replace it with...
yeah. Someone just donated 50 cents again. Like, oh...
Can we hashtag that? Is that possible?
I have no idea.
I'll tweet it out here in a second.
You know what? We'll just run it through the Google Voice thing, and whatever it spells, you know what I mean? It will get it right. It will be like GHRGHMWWPH. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, we're here with Justin Bailey from The Best There Is Podcast. If you want to check him out, go to The Best There Is Podcast on YouTube. And go subscribe to his channel right now, The Best There Is Podcast on YouTube. Justin Bailey. We're also here with Devious Dave Rose. And
David.
How you doing, Dave? Yeah.
Doing great.
Those glasses, I'm jealous of you. And then also we have from YouTube my co-host sometimes on Monday nights. Sometimes he's co-hosting and sometimes he's going to school. Jaron from Small Afro Games on YouTube. And we're all here.
Yes,
how you doing, Jaron?
I am a flaming heterosexual.
Oh.
You're going to say I'm flaming homo. I believe it.
Yeah, I've never... Well, that's... some girls like that, some don't, but that's okay. So we're here to talk about wrestling, WWE, State of the WWE. I believe this is episode 48, unless I'm wrong, and then this is not going to be edited anyway, so it doesn't matter. So there'll be someone out there going like, this is the second 48th episode, you idiot. And I don't care. Let's talk about this. The first thing I'll bring up is Daniel Bryan made an appearance for an autograph signing, which doesn't mean anything, but it's the first one that's been reported in some time. Is there anything to that, you think, maybe?
Was it for his book? Because I know he has a book out.
Oh. I guess it was for his book, probably. I didn't do my research.
For the record, the book is very well done.
I'm sure. Who did he write it with somebody?
It's just an autobiography, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good actually. I've read the actual hard copy, and I also have listened to the Audible version. And at the beginning of each chapter, it's narrated by just a regular voice that does Audible, but then Daniel himself reads the actual chapters himself.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, it's really great. Definitely worth checking it out.
Does he read it like he talks on wrestling, like scared?
No, no, it's really good. Like,
I'm just
actually,
kidding,
I'll
though.
tell you something you can do. Just go on
Yeah.
audible.com and do the free trial and get the book for free. That's exactly what I did.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll check it out. That's cool. I'm interested. Remember when his house got robbed, and they like had this bizarre press conference in his local like wherever? Did you ever see that?
Yeah. Didn't he put the burglar in the damn crossface?
Yeah, he caught the guy and then put him in some crossface or something. They thought the dog was like they thought this guy took their dog or like raped their dog or something. And
Well, maybe the dog was cute.
well, I'm sure no, they love the dog because the dog's like their baby is what it is. You know, it's one of those things where like they're like all these couples, and I was like this too because me and Leah bought a dog, and then we were like we love the dog, and then we had a kid, and it was like oh a kid, well the dog is. But a lot of these couples they buy the dog first, then they treat the dog like it's the baby, which is a lot of people do that. So I get it. I get why they do it. It's like you're getting ready to have the baby. Either you are doing that to get ready to have the baby, or you can't have a baby. Like your ovaries are broken, so you get a dog. Anyway, so nothing to that. That's just his book. I guess whatever. Another thing I wanted to talk about is this new SmackDown announcer. I heard him.
Yeah.
I finally heard. What's his name? I forget.
Mauro Ronaldo or something like that.
Ronaldo.
I don't know.
Ronaldo. I don't know. He sounds good though. I think he sounds great. He's. I don't know. He's kind of like out of the fish out of water almost.
I'll pay attention to commentary when Corey Graves comes up. Until then, I care nothing about any commentating team.
I still
he,
think
he was a little cheesy on SmackDown. I'm not gonna lie. There was like a couple lines that he said that kind of made me go, ugh. But I mean, that's kind of what the quota is now, though, for announcers, isn't it?
But
Other than that, he was pretty amazing.
But he was intense. Like he was doing kind of like what I think I would do if I was announcing. You know what I mean? Like he was being intense. Like he made me think like, man, Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose are going to kill each other. Perhaps like this is crazy. So that's
yeah. He hyped up that rivalry, didn't he? It was like the most like anticipated match in history, like something like that. He said something like it was crazy.
That's what I mean. Like he's doing a good job. Have you guys listened to him? I mean, like I don't know.
Yeah, he said he's going to be on SmackDown, which I don't know how smart that is because he's better than most of the announcers up on Raw. So, I mean, can you imagine? Would you rather him or Michael Cole? Like, to be honest,
no, I'd take him.
I don't know. I haven't seen him. Dave, do you even watch SmackDown?
All right.
Are you alive?
A few moons.
Well, I'll tell you what. I hadn't watched either, and this is my first time hearing it. And I recommend you go take a look at Dean Ambrose, and everybody go look at Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens from this past SmackDown, where he was the announcer, and you listen to that. And I actually wish you guys had heard it because I think if you had heard it, you would be excited talking about this right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I believe that. I don't think
I've heard some people comment apart from yourselves saying the exact same thing. So it does sound that at least SmackDown might be improving its game. I've always got great memories of SmackDown when the brand split, and I've always preferred SmackDown. But currently it's not in its former fashion. So any improvement, in my opinion, is a good one.
If you guys love the Joe Cronin Show and you love video games, then you got to go subscribe to my video game channel, Spectrum Gaming 617. Go there now, subscribe, get ready for live broadcasts on YouTube and on Twitch that I've been doing for a couple years now. And of course, the all-new show, free to play. We'll see you there. Just sautés my... Oh my God, what the f*** is that? I got a particular set of skills. Rape. Rob Gronkowski makes the catch. He gets separation. He breaks away. He cuts across, and he's in for the touchdown. Oh my God!
No, let me score a goal here. Come on, just give
the
me
noise
one.
you just made.
I deserve two of them. Come on,
get in there! Yeah! Oh my God!
What is this shit?
Punch to the jaw. Oh man, the FU. The attitude adjustment. No!
Yes! I win! Mommy, I won!
All right, well, Dave, what do you got, man? Let's go to your notes here.
Well, 1 week from tomorrow is the go-home show for the Royal Rumble. Now, this event has been marred in controversy due to the fact that there's been so many injuries, as well as the fact that it just seems to be that the WWE doesn't have a clear and concise idea as to how they're going to essentially execute what they want. What do they want? They want Roman Reigns to be a face of the company and the champion. The fans aren't going to accept that. So they're right now desperate. And this is evident with the Royal Rumble announcement we had last week on Raw that Jericho is now going to be part of the Royal Rumble.
Oh, cool.
God
damn.
We've got Big Show, who's made his announcement that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. He's not going to be the first in Royal Rumble. And there's a lot of other people who are claiming that they're going to be in that and they're going to win the title. Because this is the first time since 1992, since the Royal Rumble, where Flair won the title, which was probably one of the most epic events ever in WWF history. And this, in 2016, will be the first time where the title is again on the line in the Royal Rumble.
Just that bizarre twist that the champion also is there. And it makes me think, what no matter what happens, somebody's going to have to face somebody at WrestleMania. So how are they going to go about getting this other person to be involved in the title match? How are they going to make that exciting? Like, how are they going to say this guy deserves a title shot? Is there going to be...
I think I have something.
Okay.
I really do. I'm a pretty optimistic wrestling fan. I think you guys know that. But I just want to say this first and foremost. As far as the Rumble's concerned, I fucking hate this concept right now. I really do.
Me too.
I'm not into it at all. At all. The only thing I could imagine that would work, and I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for this, I haven't tweeted about this or nothing, is I think one of the smartest things to do would be to bring Triple H back at the Royal Rumble and have him win it. Because then you could have Triple H versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I know nobody would really thinks that they would want to see that, but that would be a good match. But since Seth Rollins out, they're not doing that thing with Triple H, right?
Yeah, and I'm sold on this happening too, by the way. I believe that is, although Brock Lesnar's the dark horse or whatever, but
right.
I'm kind of sold on what you're saying but then he'd be putting over almost Reigns at WrestleMania like he did 22 with John Cena, which is bizarre that 10 years later they literally are going to do the same thing with Triple H again. It's kind of funny.
Well, then
I think he feels like that's his job. Sorry, Jerry.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I think so too. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's kind of funny and interesting.
What about The Rock? Since he's apparently going to be at WrestleMania, do you think that that's going to have a passing the torch kind of thing? Do you think that's the direction that they're going to go?
I think you could definitely see The Rock versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania this year. I think they could get in some kind of feud at the Rumble. Like The Rock says, what if The Rock surprises everyone at the Rumble and he's in the Rumble? And then him and Brock Lesnar have one of those type of they eliminate, one of them eliminates the other one, then the other one pulls the other one out, and then they get in this big fight outside when The Rock said he was going to go to WrestleMania. The Rock could come back and be like, The Rock is going to go to WrestleMania, and da-da-da in the championship. And then he doesn't because of Lesnar, and the two of them have a big beef.
Well, they've been teasing for the past 2 years now a Rock versus Triple H match. You think Triple H is going to try to screw over Roman and Rock's going to be like, no, my cousin or whatever, and try to come down? And
well, yes, actually going into this WrestleMania, my money was on Triple H versus The Rock. That's what I thought was going to happen. So, you know what, Jaron? You just reminded me of that, and I forgot about that. So you're right. That kind of is where I thought they would go. And it would make more sense to put Brock Lesnar up against Reigns. And in fact, you've convinced me now, Jaron. I'm going back to where I was 3 months ago. Brock Lesnar has beaten The Undertaker. He still hasn't passed the torch. He's beaten The Undertaker 2 out of 3 times, once at the WrestleMania to take away the streak. So Brock Lesnar is still steaming with momentum. And they've done everything to put Roman Reigns over. He's been the champion twice now already. And if he loses it at the Royal Rumble to Brock Lesnar and then has to face Lesnar at WrestleMania for it, and there's going to be some kind of screwy thing that happens at Royal Rumble. There's going to be Triple H screws over Roman Reigns at the Rumble. Brock Lesnar becomes the champion. And now The Rock is pissed. He takes on Triple H. But then, something happens where Roman Reigns, ends up getting to wrestle Brock Lesnar for the title. And there you go. Yeah, and then Lesnar loses to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and Roman Reigns get this WrestleMania moment. And then Brock Lesnar finally has passed the torch in the momentum of the last 3 years on to somebody new who can take that momentum. You know what I mean?
Hang on just a second. First, I am really interested as to where Mr. Rose stands on this right now, because I want to know what you have to say. But first, I just want to say that as far as, because Joe, you just said that Brock should pass on the torch, right?
I mean, if that's what they're going to do. I don't want to see Roman Reigns win, but that's what they're going to do. Yeah, it makes sense.
But the thing the one small part I have on that is I think it is way too fucking early for Brock Lesnar to lose. It took Undertaker 21 years to lose that streak. And I think 3 years later, the guy that beat him shouldn't lose this early. That's just me. At least at WrestleMania.
I think they're desperate, but yeah, okay, it could happen. But I mean,
Dave.
I don't know.
If you want my thoughts on it,
We do.
I don't actually think that this is even a possibility, because Brock Lesnar is essentially the beast. He's the attraction. This.
I knew you were going to say that.
He's just this anomaly. Okay. Combine that with the fact that there's so many injuries. Who do they have to bring in money? Brock Lesnar. He's the only big name that's going to continue to bring that attention and bring that money when it comes to these matches, especially because of all these injuries right now. If it was different right now with all the different people being on the DL list, okay. But as it stands, they can't and they won't, in my opinion, and I'll admit if I'm wrong, but they cannot and they won't pass the torch from Brock to Roman Reigns.
I agree.
Not only is it early, because you made a good point about that, but because it doesn't make business sense. Right now, he is this anomaly. He is this thing that brings in money no matter who he goes up against. Saw this match that he did on a house show against Sheamus. Really good show.
Yeah.
And he was bleeding and everything, and the man's a fucking mountain. He's not human, and that's the attraction there. It makes no sense to relegate him to lose against this, Roman Reigns amateur right now, because again, he's not ready.
I mean, based off the push they're giving him, I mean, do you think? I think they might think they have to. He has to be ready and go. That's what I'm seeing with what they're doing with putting over Reigns like they are. Look at what they've done. I mean, they brought back Mr. McMahon to interact with him. I mean, they've never done anything like this for anybody else. I mean, this has happened with like Stone Cold and The Rock and stuff.
Well, this only basically started to happen when there were undercurrents of it, but this started to happen more so when Seth Rollins got injured.
Right.
The initial plan was to hand it off, build Roman Reigns' character a little more, and then hand it off, I guess, at WrestleMania between Rollins and Reigns. But again, Rollins gets injured. They try to force Roman Reigns onto us. People hate it, and they're forced to get McMahon 2 weeks in a row to pop up on Raw to try to, push this guy over.
And he's been the best thing on Raw, which is just
sad,
bizarre. Yeah, it's sad and weird and bizarre. And
the original question, though, I believe, Dave, you asked was, how do you see the Royal Rumble coming out? How do you see the Royal Rumble coming out?
I'm not looking forward to it. I really am not. Jericho being back in there. There's going to be a lot of people that just are going to be, like the Bushwhackers, in 1 second, out the next. It's not going to be fun, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's sort of expected that we're going to see something that's going to try to make Roman Reigns look strong. So I'm just not looking forward to it, even if the title is on the line, because it just seems to me that they're just trying to push Roman Reigns way too hard. It's against the grain.
Well, and another thing too, Dave, real quick, and we can move on, is if WWE had a fucking half or even a quarter of a brain in their business heads, with as many injuries as they're plagued with right now, the Rumble is a stage to finally showcase some of your NXT talent without bringing them up, for fuck's sake. You could put Finn Balor in there to make an entrance to the Rumble. You could bring up Colin or Enzo. You could bring some of these guys up. And if they get eliminated by some of the guys on the main roster, some of the bigger kind of guys, whether it be Roman, whether it be Kevin, whether it be Dean, it doesn't hurt them, inevitably, because people will just be excited to see them there. You know what I'm saying? You could use guys like Finn or guys like Joe to fill those slots. You don't have to bring up fucking, the mechanics or something like that.
Yeah.
Just bring up some of your big tier guys into the Rumble. And, I don't think it's a good idea to bring AJ Styles in and do that. Oh, I think that they may pull the trigger on that because they think it'll get a pop. I don't think that's a smart decision at all. But that's not what we're talking. I just wanted to say, as far as the Rumble goes, with as weak as the roster is, there are things they can do to give us excitement.
Yeah, there are things, but there's an endless amount of injuries that's just unbelievably comical. That's what makes me wonder about the whole Bullet Club thing. Because are they going to go to NXT and do something? Are they going to come up to the main roster and do something around WrestleMania time? I don't know. They need to do something. I just can't believe that this is like one of the biggest WrestleManias as far as attendance goes, which makes it big. And
Vince is raging right now. Vince is raging. I have a question, but real quick for you guys, and I know Dave's going to want to move on here before too long. Okay, so I lost my train of thought there for a second. My question, because Dave, you said that because the original question was, how do you see the Royal Rumble coming out? Right? Was that the original question?
I guess that's the one that you posed to me.
Okay. Well, as far as WrestleMania is concerned, how exactly would you guys book, not WrestleMania the show, how exactly would you book the main event? I know that's what we've talked about, sort of, but if you had the power to book it, how do you fix with the injury situation they have?
It has to be an Undertaker main event. Nobody's going to want to see Roman Reigns twice in a row. So being that it might be Undertaker's last match, they're probably going to have a retirement thing at the end of the pay-per-view.
Back up there,
was that? Whoa, okay.
Wow. What the hell was that?
Can you do?
I'm just backing up the disc, and that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
It's that Trailer Park Boys thing. Now, here's the situation. The unknown factor, the X factor that we need, not that we should, we need to see at the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan come out and win it.
That would be that's what I want to see. Yeah.
At WrestleMania, you can have Bryan go against anybody, even The Undertaker, and that would be a spectacular match. Daniel Bryan's healthy. Daniel Bryan is capable. The only thing that's holding up his return is the WWE.
That tells me more and more that that's not. It's really, I'm afraid. There's only two things it can be. They're holding him back and they won't let him there because they want to make sure they get Reigns going, or they're holding him back so that we don't know that he's going to return at the Rumble. That's why it's all going to be answered at the Rumble. Daniel Bryan versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania would be amazing for the title or whatever.
WWE needs to make
it doesn't
some
even
calls.
need to be for the title. That's the thing.
Why would he win the Rumble though?
Why would he win the Rumble?
Because then he'd be the champion.
But it doesn't matter because it doesn't have to be a title match. That's the thing. The Undertaker is now ascended beyond. He's lost the streak, yes, but he's ascended beyond that, where he's now the part-timer, but he's like a Brock Lesnar. He brings in the views. He gives great shows, even due to his age, and people still want to see him. Although I thought he should have retired long ago, people still want to see him. I can't deny that to people. So the fact is, to see a non-title match between Daniel Bryan, the love child that
Whoa.
What?
No, what happened?
Love child?
What was that all
shit,
about?
man, I muted myself. Sorry. I'm getting all crazy here.
It was getting good.
To see the love child of WWE, of the everyman, the one that everyone wants to support, to go against the dead man, this spectacle.
Dave's doing this big epic thing and he gets muted. Justin's dying in the background. Unbelievable. Yeah,
well, you guys,
no, I'm with you. I'm
disagree?
sorry.
No, hold on.
Dave, go
you guys
ahead.
disagree? Do you not think that a non-title match is worthwhile for a WrestleMania event between these two individuals?
No,
I don't think. I think it'd be great. I think Daniel Bryan versus The Undertaker would be great. In fact, that's a way for WWE to get out of it. That's a way for them to get out of having explained why Daniel Bryan isn't, the champion or whatever.
Why not exploit Roman Reigns' frustration on his own brother look, I would love to see Shield reunite. We got fucking Seth Rollins going to be returning, and it only makes sense that he's going to be a face. But say you have Roman Reigns turn against Dean Ambrose and go against the Intercontinental title. Guess what? I find that more believable and valid than for Roman Reigns to ever be in the main, WWE Heavyweight Championship run. I mean, right now he's not ready. Why not just put him into the mid card and build him up there?
Yeah, that's.
That would be an epic match. Dean versus Roman at WrestleMania. That would be brutal.
Dude, what was that match that we saw on the pay-per-view the other day for the number one contendership of the title match? Where again, Reigns wins and he goes against Sheamus. What was that match where they really they did a great job going against each other?
Yeah, they should have done that because
what was that pay-per-view? It was. Was
Survivor
it
Series?
Night of Champions?
Oh, that wasn't that long ago. That was only a couple months back.
It was Survivor Series.
It was that paper. Yeah, they were the tournament.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes long.
It was a great match. They really, showed that they were capable of going against each other, and I thought there was some great storytelling in the ring.
Yeah, I think so too, and I liked that match. I remember it was really good, but WWE has just skipped him to the fast lane, man. But that's the problem. That's where they went wrong the whole time. That's what's making him unlikable. I mean, Dean Ambrose is just as likable, and he's getting more likable. I mean, I liked him more in the first place, but I love Dean right now. Dean and Kevin Owens are, doing really well. And Dean doesn't have the big, huge move set that Roman has. He's got more of a base set of moves, but it doesn't matter because I'm more entertained by what he's doing.
Now, Joe, listen to what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
Listen to what you're saying. You're saying, oh, yeah, these matches would be great, and I'm not denying that. But the thing is, WWE is like a ship without a rudder right now. They don't know what direction they're going in. They've got all these great potential matches that could happen. These rivalries like Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose, great, but they're flirting with all these other ideas like some, idealistic child and not realizing they got to stick with one story. They can't just keep jumping back and forth between all these different potential stories. They got to stick with it and go until the end of that particular run.
I mean, you're right. They've done that before, and just I'll make one quick point before Justin goes here. They have. It is interesting to see they've had to work, and they've screwed up before this happened, so that's why this is not the excuse, but all these injuries have got to be screwing around with whatever they were doing.
Yeah, and Joe, what you were saying, I want to touch on a little bit what you were saying a couple minutes ago about Dean Ambrose. I think I've said this on many podcasts that we've all done together, that Dean Ambrose is a more finished product than Roman. And the fact that they chose Roman over him has never sat well with, I don't believe, anybody that has true passion for the business because they saw who was more ready. And Joe, what you said was he doesn't exactly have the most intriguing move set, but what he does entertains you as far as, whether it be outside the ring, whether he's got the mic. The ironic thing about that is Dean Ambrose is an amazing technician in the ring. And he rivals Stone Cold Steve Austin in a way that Stone Cold didn't have a very wide moveset either, especially after his neck injury.
Yeah.
Because he was a pure mat-based brawler because he had to change his moveset. But what he did outside the ring, smashing all of Vince's vehicles with the cement truck, all the beer drinking, and on the mic he was flawless. That's everything that's Dean Ambrose. That's exactly what Dean is. And they missed that gravy train big time.
Yeah, but, if they let him talk too, because I've seen him on Smackdown with some real cheesy lines, but I've also seen him allowed to talk, and when he's seemingly allowed to talk, it's great.
How about you all go back and see when he was Moxley?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got look at how good of a promo he is.
Jesus Christ, it's fucking incredible.
He's amazing as when he was John Moxley.
Have you seen him in FCW before they transitioned?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's amazing. Did you see the one where he was choking the guy on the bottom rope and then he just flips the ref off while he's counting?
I saw that. That was crazy.
That is amazing. And again, that's like something Stone Cold would have done.
But this is evidence that it's not the wrestler that's the issue. It's the booking.
Yeah. You're right, Dave.
It's got to be. It is the booking. There's no doubt about it. And this is, you're right. This is the 100% proof of it, because they've turned him into what he is. And every once in a while, they let him go. It seems like the best they ever let him go, I feel like, was that night when he came down and went off and sawed the mannequin in the crotch. I mean, that was.
What about the one where
hilarious.
he said what would happen if he won the title?
Yeah, the fishbowl, Michael Cole, all that stuff.
Yes,
yeah,
that.
and that was almost like him. You know what I mean? Doing him. But in the PG, he's in the PG era, but at least he's doing as much as he can in the PG era. But most of the time, it seems like they're like, oh, we know how you like to be weird and dark, and you're such a good promo guy. Like, you should do this thing with popcorn. Like, that's what it seems like. It doesn't seem like that's something that he came up with.
Even the hot dog cart, the first time I saw that was entertaining.
That was funny, yeah.
One of the funniest things I ever saw Dean Ambrose do, though, was when Vince McMahon was walking up the ramp. I think it was like Vince and Triple H and Stephanie. They all stood aside during his entrance, and he literally just walked right past every one of them without even looking at him. But
that's funny.
What else you got, Dave?
Well, we've got a lot of injuries that we've been talking about, and I mean even John Cena. Which, look, here on the Joe Cronin Show, we don't agree necessarily with what John Cena does, but it's not like he doesn't do a bad thing. He does contribute, okay, and he's a hard worker. Now, I'm not judging this on this whole Make-A-Wish shit. The guy just genuinely does work quite hard, but he's injured now, and the bullshit that we've seen in the WWE without him goes to show how rudderless this ship is. With him now on the injured list, it is quite concerning because of the fact that what kind of storylines are they going to try to cobble together to try to compensate for this?
Or is he?
That's my biggest concern.
Have you seen these rumors that he might show up at WrestleMania? I mean, there's people saying like he might still make it to WrestleMania for some reason. I don't know how that's possible.
Super Cena.
The thing I will say about John Cena is I couldn't not enjoy his matches any less. That sounds bad because some of his matches are good. Like when he wants to have a good match, he has a great match. But when
he's with someone who can.
What's that?
And when he's with someone who can and really wants to have one.
Right. And, I've seen Cena matches that are very, very good, but I've also seen countless nights on Raw and SmackDown where Cena gets out there and kind of forgets that it's a TV taping or a live show, and he probably thinks he's still at a house show. So he just gets out there and half-ass, 5 moves of doom, and he gets out, collects his check. But on the same token, in me, and I think every wrestling fan, I think John does deserve our respect as far as what he's done in the ring and how dedicated he is to the ring. That's just my personal opinion.
There are some nights when I want to puke on his face. But
truth.
But you're right. I mean, I am so sick of him. I can't even tell you.
Let's just build on that discussion on injuries.
But I respect him. I do.
I do. And recently he's had his best times that I've never. This is some of the best stuff he's ever done in the last few years. It's so funny,
especially with Kevin Owens. That feud was fantastic.
That I think that might be like the top thing I remember him for.
Well, one thing I will give tribute to him is the fact that he's brought more prominence back to the U.S. Championship than anyone has.
Yeah.
Yep. And for that reason, that especially these weekly challenges, open challenges that have been made available to not only highlight the talent that's there in the roster that's being ignored, but also to give some excitement for a title that really should be challenged at all points. I mean, it's like the TV title. It should literally be on the line all the time.
Right. Yep.
So with that being considered, I can't fault John Cena at all. I'm not a fan of his character. I'm not a fan of his wrestling style. But you know what? I'm not a fucking idiot and saying, "Oh, well, we can't recognize what he's done," because he's contributed a lot. And you know what? Hogan can't even spit shine this guy's shoes, to be quite honest. And I grew up in the fucking rock and wrestling era. Okay. Nobody step up to me and talk shit, because the fact is I know what Hogan contributed.
I don't know about that.
And I can say that John Cena has probably done more for the industry than Hogan has. And that's a big statement. I might have to defend myself in the future about that. But the bottom line is that he's a good worker. We might not like him, but what he's done cannot be denied.
I agree with you. I mean, we wouldn't be here without Hulk Hogan, but I think that, what he's logged for miles, he's also made me want to kill myself for 10 years, though, so I won't take that away either. But,
Same here, but I mean, clearly he's doing his job if he wants us to kill ourselves.
No, I know. I just... but
let's build on this for a second here. Injuries, and this is just, it's rampant.
Whoa, hold on a second. Hold on. I want to be able to comment on your statement that you think that John Cena contributed more than Hogan ever did.
Yeah, I'd like to hear. Okay.
I think you're completely wrong on that.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
And the reason I believe that is because let's say we walk around a neighborhood and you walk up to the door and you say, "Do you know who Hulk Hogan is?" What's their answer? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that guy that said his daughter was hot, yes.
He's that guy who said his daughter couldn't date the N-words.
Who is John Cena? If I had to guess who would get more of a response, it would be Hulk Hogan. And the reason I believe that Hulk Hogan contributed more to the wrestling business in general is people know wrestling because of Hulk Hogan.
I'm not denying
People
that.
don't know about wrestling because of John Cena.
I think a lot of people now do, though. I think a lot of the younger
The
kids.
newer generation does.
Yeah. Like
That's the thing. We're displaced, Justin. We're an old breed, okay? So clearly what we grew up with is different from what the current market is connecting to, and that is John Cena.
But Dave, the thing with me is what kept me alive in wrestling was Bret Hart. Obviously, everybody knows I'm a fucking Bret Hart fan. But as far as overall contributing to the business, I cannot see there to be any dispute that it's not Hulk Hogan. Yeah, he's a racist fuck now. And that's what
he might not be. I mean, we don't. He might just be throwing that word around. I don't know.
You're right, but as far as his image, he's looked at as a racist. Fuck
he doesn't look good.
Okay, it's not looking good for Hogan.
When you're going on a tirade using the N-word with a private recording to your daughter, I mean that's scary.
True, but the fact of the matter is, again, this is just my opinion, of course. But if you're talking the 80s, early 90s, WCW wouldn't have stood on their two fucking legs if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan.
Look, know what? My earliest memories are Hulk Hogan versus Big John Studd, okay, or Iron Sheik. Okay, those are my earliest memories of wrestling. I used to be I was a fucking mark as a kid because I thought it was fucking real.
Right.
But the thing is, Hogan was my favorite until I fucking became part of the Madness movement. And after that point, it was all about Randy Savage. But that being said, the fact is, I loved fucking Hogan, okay? And I totally recognize that he's contributed immensely. Without him, we would not see wrestling the way it is. What I was trying to say is the fact that comparatively, between what each of them has offered, business-wise, it's been more profitable having John Cena than it has been with Hogan, and this is not taking into account the whole racist crap.
You think so? Let me be clear. You think that the business has made more money with John Cena at the helm than Hulk Hogan did when he was at the helm? The business itself made more money while John Cena's been wrestling than Hulk Hogan. Take a break. Is that what you're saying?
That's possible. I'm not going to lie. But that's probably possible.
It's possible. I mean, I know that.
I don't believe that.
In recent time, if we're going to compare, recent, I guess, accomplishments, I would say that.
Dude, to be honest with you, at this point, I think that honestly, Ric Flair has contributed more than John Cena has.
Oh.
And yeah, that's probably a statement that you guys are like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But that's
well, you know what? I encourage all the listeners to write in the chat. Who's right? Who's contributed more in the overall?
Are we talking about making money or what? I mean,
No, we're talking about contributing to the business overall. That was what was originally said. Whether it be the money that they made, or the overall perception of the business itself. Wrestling was put on the map because of Hulk Hogan.
Are we counting WCW Hulk Hogan?
Right, I would think.
Yeah, because we're talking about wrestling.
Wrestling as we know it today, I think, is on the map because of Hulk Hogan. Wrestling, I'm not
denying that.
Yeah, wrestlers being inspired and the wrestling culture, I think there's no greater influence than Ric Flair.
Woo! Everyone knows
What about
the fucking
recent
woo.
contributions? Is my point. Recent contributions
Yeah.
with the sale of merchandise, with who's been pushed for the last fucking 10, 15 years.
Make a wish.
It's different.
Make-A-Wish.
That's why
I
now.
I don't think you can use that though, Dave. Can you? Can you use that though?
The last
Can you
10
say
years.
I'm trying to be very impartial, and I'm also looking at the whole business thing. And again, McMahon wouldn't have Cena in that position if he wasn't that valuable.
Well, also Hogan's been around for longer
Wait.
than Cena, so you got to take that in effect as well.
No. Hold on a second. Did you say we're taking in consideration just the past 10 years? Is that what was just said?
Well, that obviously this is like you just can't measure
because
it
if that's the case, it's John Cena hands down.
Yeah, now it's John Cena. It is John. That's the answer. Is the last 10 years it's been John Cena. The 10 years before that it was Hulk Hogan, and the 10 years before that it was Ric
Let's
Flair.
be honest, though. When
But I
was
thought
Hulk
we were
Hogan
talking-
really relevant? When was the last time he was really relevant?
I would say Hulk Hogan's the
But
most.
I thought we were
2003, maybe, when he returned with NWO.
You're right, but if this is the all time, like who made the
Not
biggest?
all time. I'm
talking
not saying
about
all.
overall in its tenure. That's what I
Yeah,
thought we were
who
talking.
made the biggest impact on the wrestling world?
Well, I thought that's what it originally was.
Yeah, that's what it is. And so, yeah, if it's who made the biggest impact in the wrestling world, out of all those people, I absolutely have to say Hulk Hogan.
So yeah, I agree with
Hulk
that.
Hogan.
I'm
hands
more
down.
referring
Even
to the
Ric
last.
Flair.
I'm more referring to more contemporary time.
Oh,
Okay, so
okay.
that's different.
The
If you-
audience
yeah.
has changed, though.
Yes, if you say who's made the
Yes.
most impact in wrestling over the last 10 years, then
Well,
it's Cena.
I would have never argued it if I thought that was the original.
Yeah, I thought
the
it was-
original
exactly.
statement. Because
Yeah.
I thought the original statement,
'Cause
Joe, wasn't it that
Someone
who's
said Ric
contributed
Flair
to the-
too. So Ric Flair, Ric Flair hasn't done anything in the last 10 years. So if you bring up Ric Flair, why would you even bring him up? You could bring up Shawn Michaels and Undertaker
Right.
more than Ric Flair.
And if we're talking all time, who's contributing more? I honestly believe that Ric Flair is even
Optimus
contributing more than John
Prime.
Cena has all time.
Yeah, you just
Sorry,
you just turned into Optimus Prime. It was great.
Autobots.
Roll out.
Autobots. Okay, we got to move on
sorry.
because I've
But
only got a few more minutes left. But
Oh yeah, so let's go back onto the injuries because we were talking about that, and that relates also to Sasha Banks denying injuries that she's supposedly sustained.
it's like then what is she doing then? It's like what is happening? They've got new music for Team Bad apparently.
she's
But
having rap battles with her boyfriend.
Oh no, I can't rap. Sorry.
oh yeah. She
Oh,
likes
fuck.
that. She wants that New Japan guys to come over. Have you seen that? Because they're Asian. She loves the Japanese guys. She's like, yeah, let's
I
bring
thought it
them
was
over.
Korea.
Oh, she probably loves Koreans too.
I think she's all Korean.
Oh yeah, she probably likes that too. I don't know.
She loves the Korean dick, the way to test.
Yeah,
So
Xavier
what are your
was
thoughts on the matter?
disappointed.
Oh,
Yeah, you better
On
cut.
on
You better
Sasha
stop
Banks.
this jokey stuff. What?
Yeah, and Sasha Banks saying she's not injured.
She could be injured. She's just saying it so she gets booked for WrestleMania. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I can't really say.
It's weird.
If I have to be on the boat of, I think she's saying it to help save face so she gets booked.
yeah.
Yeah,
They might just have her on television, like with Team Bad or whatever. But
I haven't
I don't
seen
know
her.
about wrestling.
The minute that she's seen by somebody, it's going to be reported that she's okay or she's being seen. So she hasn't been seen. And this is the second thing now that's happened in a mystery. Like, John Cena got injured, but we don't really know why or how. Sasha Banks is nowhere to be found, and someone claimed her to be injured. She's claiming she's not injured. So we don't know where or when or how that happened. And this is the first time I can remember in at least the last 5 years or something that I've seen a pair of wrestlers either injured or not injured, and we don't know. I mean, it's a mystery, and it's intriguing because I've never seen it. Somebody should have seen something at a house show or an event, or it should be confirmed somewhere. WWE hasn't announced anything. I mean, I'm really confused.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's happening, and that's all we can say. There's nothing really more to talk about other than we have no idea, and it's bizarre. Tumblr, she says she's okay. Twitter, she says nothing.
Well, I mean, maybe because there's been so many injuries, she's trying to hide it so WWE seems like not as bad.
But they'd be like Sasha. I mean, the only thing I can think is they told her, it's going to take, that's a little bit of a bump. Take 2 weeks or whatever, or we'll give you 3 weeks to heal. But why wouldn't they come out and be like, she's injured, or are they like, we don't want to get any more press about injuries, so let's.
Because they're stupid as fuck. That's why.
like, We're all. I mean,
Sorry.
Have you ever seen so many rumors and reports about someone being injured and them saying they're not injured once and then nothing else, but then not seeing them anywhere?
Well, they got to stay in the headlines somehow. They're not doing it with their talent right now.
Did she? I know. Did she piss somebody off? I mean, what happened? Like it's
that tweet she
said
sent
something
out.
bad about Randy Orton.
No, she sent the tweet out about Vince McMahon. Remember?
Oh,
Vince McMahon will
that's
say
right.
no.
Yeah, I do remember
That was bad, and that had like 10,000 retweets or something.
Wait, what did she
Fucking
say? What did
crazy.
she say?
She said all the fans will chant your name, and Vince McMahon will look down and say no.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah, and the problem with that is it got favorited like 6 fucking figures worth or something like that. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculously retweeted and liked. Insane.
About Kenny Omega's upset with the Bullet Club stuff. He's upset with all the wrestlers that copy it. He says it's a cheesy cash-in. And I've been kind of, thinking that way too. It's like the Bullet Club is so big, the WWE sells parody shirts. Like the Bullet Club, before now, when they're on the radar, like really, like the WWE has Balor Club, they have Sasha Banks Club, like they've got all that stuff, and it's like have you ever seen a company so big? You know what I mean? Kind of take from. I guess New Japan is the second biggest company, so that's not really the smartest thing to say, but it's just interesting. Would you ever see WWE copy a WCW T-shirt back in the day or something? You know what I mean?
I think it goes back to their fucking team of writers and everything they have. Joe, they named teams PCB, BAD. You know, the point they just don't have the fucking brain power anymore to come up with a T-shirt that's clever on their own.
The T-shirts are just atrocious. Daniel Bryan's were a prime example of that, almost all of his. And, just about everybody suck, except for Finn Balor's because he already had the artwork designed the right way ahead of time.
Ziggler. I like Ziggler's shirt.
I like some of Ambrose is good, too, but his is easy, I guess. But,
yeah.
Fight Owens fight. Other than that, they have no idea. They have no creativity.
Owens like 10,000 T-shirts.
What are you talking about? Roman Reigns' gear, everything is awesome.
Roman Reigns is good?
No. He has nothing that is remotely cool.
Oh, he
I heard
does.
they were changing his attire, no?
Believe that.
Yeah, they should change his attire completely and make him invisible.
Every time he says "believe that," I will go. I don't believe that.
You say it out loud.
Yeah.
Believe that. No, Roman. No, I don't believe you.
I just don't believe this. I'm sorry.
Hey, before we go, Joe, real quick, I just want to say there was a small story that happened over the weekend. This happened last night in Los Angeles. Kevin Owens apparently was hit in the arm by a fan, and would later go on Twitter and say, "To the kid who hit me in the arm tonight, I could beat up your dad in a second. To the dad of the kid that hit me in the arm tonight, raise your kid better, and I could beat you up."
That's awesome. How old was the kid? Do you know?
Fuck him. I don't know.
Actually, to build on that, I just put a little image in the chat, which goes to show a tweet after the fact where Kevin Owens says, I quote, "If I were you, I sure wouldn't brag about being a subpar parent and having a little brat for a son. Grow up." And this was in response to a tweet from this guy who basically said, "You pay $600 for a seat, you pay $600 for a seat. He should be able to slap you in the face. Next time, hashtag next time KO."
Wow.
That's ridiculousness.
Wow. That
if
guy's
you pay
upset.
$600, you should be able to slap him in the face. That's ridiculous.
If that's the case, I'm going to the WWE event. I mean, that was.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I'm going to slap Roman Reigns.
I'm going to pay $600 for a seat, get in the ring and pedigree Triple H.
Why doesn't he just do what those other guys did? Just, get the bleacher seats, and, for like $80, you can hop the guardrail and try to attack one of the Shield members. I mean, you can do that for free almost.
Throw the Money in the Bank briefcase lunchbox at him.
Yeah, you can throw an object.
Then make a video about it and get 1.5 million hits.
Yeah. That guy's probably never going to another WWE event, I guess, because he's disappointed he couldn't punch the wrestlers. Hey, this Monday night on Raw, are we going to see Vince? What do you think? Maybe I forget.
I'll be there, Joe.
Damn it, I'll be there. And I'll be ready
with my new T-shirt.
That T-shirt is so bad. It's like an iron-on or something. It's like no, it's kind of like back in the day. I had this idea that I was going to start a T-shirt website, and so I just photoshopped. I just easily pasted like other images that were free to use and stuff over T-shirts, and you could easily see that the image was put on the T-shirt, and then it's not a photo of the T-shirt. And if it's not an actual photo of the T-shirt, it looks like it's fake and nobody wants to buy it. And so I used to be like, oh, God damn it, I got to buy the T-shirt, take the photo, and put it up. That way it looks good. But that's what WWE did. They just put the photo like on the T-shirt. Like, here you go. Vince's mugshot. And they didn't even choose the right one.
Right.
I think they should have chosen the other one. It looked funny. It was like making that crazy face. Or even better, they should have all three available. Collect all three. All Vinnie Mac goes to jail T-shirts.
Speaking of shitty T-shirts,
yeah.
I've talked to Jim Cornette, and we're talking about getting him back on the show here, by the way. But I want to call him out for his shitty ass T-shirt that I ordered. I got it in the fucking mail. This thing was a piece of shit. It was a Hanes T-shirt with an iron-on fucking like scheme. It's horrible. It came off in the wash, Jim. What the fuck?
He did it. He probably made it. Right? Yeah. I mean, he's sitting there. Imagine Jim Cornette sitting in his kitchen with no shirt on, ironing his face on your T-shirt that he sold you.
It fucking pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie, because I got the shirt and I like touched the front of the shirt and it was like bubbly, where it was like a super shitty iron on. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I paid $20 for this. And I looked at the tag to make sure the size was right, and it said fucking Hanes.
Oh wow.
100% cotton.
Yeah, dude. He ran out of shirts. He pulled out one of his T-shirts. Unbelievable. Well, that's Jim Cornette. I
hope we have him on the show, because when we interview him, I'm bringing that up.
I'm bringing up his T-shirt. What are you doing with these? He's screen printing out of his basement badly, it looks like. Or he's got some... Usually what it is they got someone they know that says they'll do it, and they just take care of it. And then they have no idea, and it's like, no, this sucks.
Regardless, he sold me a shit bag of a T-shirt.
Why doesn't he just get his shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees? Or maybe he doesn't want to... He wants to keep all the money.
He wants all the profit, motherfucker.
Yeah, because you could buy cheap Hanes T-shirts for like $1 each. And then you could buy the iron-on stuff, and after everything is said and done, you pay $350 a shirt, and then sell it for $19.99. So you take in like most of the profit.
Yep.
Yeah, but Pro Wrestling Tees, they take half of the $19. So yeah, that's what it is. I mean, that sounds horrible though. But Jesus, Jim.
I'll tweet a picture out of it. It's horrible.
Tweet it to Jim and see. And
I will.
He'll never come on the show then.
And maybe that's how we'll get him on the show. Like, hey, you can make up for this by coming on the show.
Hey, oh, come on, listen, motherfucker, I didn't do that.
That's what he'll say, motherfucker. I was just a bad batch.
That was a black guy I just did. That was not a white. That was not a.
That was a G fucking.
That
Cornette.
was not Southern Cornette. My bad. Man, I don't know. I don't know where else to go. Does anybody else have anything that they want to comment? I'm sure we missed some stuff, but we...
I have something to ask everyone.
Yeah.
WrestleMania is a 4-hour show, yes?
Yeah.
So, okay, they have Brock Lesnar versus somebody, Roman Reigns versus whoever, the Undertaker match. How else, can you book WrestleMania? Is there any other matches that are going to be interesting on the card? There's supposed to be, a 10-match card, and, yet everyone's injured, and this is scary. Do you think they have the potential to make a solid 4-hour card?
I don't know.
This is why they need to merge the NXT event and WrestleMania.
I would have to say no, Jaron. I do not have any faith in them being able to pull this off properly. There's too many people they fucked over with their injuries, and although they could be pushing different factions to build up, no, they're not going to do that.
See, because last year they had a 30-minute Rock and Triple H segment that had barely any payoff whatsoever. It was Justin. Are you okay? Does anyone else hear that?
Yeah, he's giving birth out of his mouth.
No, I'm serious though. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, I didn't like that. I hated that segment last year. It took up 30-something minutes, and that's not an exaggeration. Ronda Rousey just put some crappy arm standing move on Stephanie, and that was it. It had no payoff.
You're right, Jaron. That was shit.
It was. I thought it was all right for a second, but it was just too long, and I thought it would have been better if she slugged her out or something. It wasn't. Because it was just an army bar thing, it didn't seem right. It was okay, though, but I don't know.
An army bar.
I'm calling it an army bar. Because that's what it looked like. It didn't look like she really put it cinched in something on her, and it was like, damn, she's going to break Stephanie's arm. It was kind of more just that's Ronda Rousey. I don't know. I would have liked to see more out of it. but we're in trouble this year. And if they do the NXT special event, it kind of takes away if the title's not on the line. But you may have to do the NXT title to begin the show. I mean, that's...
Why don't you just, what I said was, why don't you just merge the two events? Do an NXT match, do a WWE
They
match.
won't do that. They will never do that.
I'm sure they won't, but I'm
this-
just saying that would be a good idea to merge the event. Then you'd have an even card and all big matches.
It's believable to me that like Finn Balor could wrestle somebody to open the show, but it's not believable to me that they would merge anything officially.
Damn it, Justin. I
yeah.
can't just have NXT come out and make WWE Raw look like crap.
Well, you know, Vince, maybe you ought to pretend like you have a brain in your head, you motherfucker. What you got now?
70% of the crowd doesn't even know what this is.
Would Finn Balor versus Undertaker be interesting? I know it's probably not going to happen, but would it be interesting?
No.
70% of your crowd don't know what the fuck they're watching every Monday either, Vince. What do you got on that?
I wouldn't mind Finn Balor versus The Undertaker, but
I would.
I don't think it's what I just wouldn't expect it. But if they did,
it's going to be his last match. Like, who's it going to be his last match against? Like,
Stone Cold.
Ugh,
CM
really?
Punk.
You think so?
Roman Reigns,
CM Punk, Hulk Hogan.
I don't even want to talk
CM
CM Punk.
CM Punk. Oh my God! Imagine that, because if there was a time when like they needed him to come back and like they would pay him like retarded
This is
money.
it.
Yeah, you want to
This
talk
is
about
it, Joe. Kurt Angle, CM Punk. There's so many people they could call and fix this, but they won't.
Yeah,
but they won't. But they won't.
It's true.
I could totally see it. Like, here's want to come back, $5 million. I could see them offering him like a couple million just to wrestle WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just
Imagine the pop that would happen if just for one night, Kurt Angle comes out.
Yeah.
It would blow the top off the house.
Kurt Angle's in my top 5 of all time, man. That's just my style of wrestling.
right.
Brett and Kurt, and Daniel, they're all the same style.
This
I love
also
that
should give good perspective. I'm not a fan of Angle, although I can totally understand the great contributions he's done and his ability. But I know what's good for business. And what's good for business is to bring this guy who already has such a great legion of followers, even if it is just a one-time event, to bring him in and just fucking give a great show.
Yeah.
Bring back Shawn Michaels.
Oh,
Good Lord.
I don't think he'll.
Remember the match Kurt and Shawn had? Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, Shawn will never come back. I believe. I really believe it. I mean, this, and if he doesn't come back at this WrestleMania, then he'll never come back either, because they need something to be done here.
That's what I'm saying.
I could see the Undertaker being like, we need something. I don't care. Come back.
I need you, Shawn.
Sean, I give you my blessing. Sean, we need you.
I'll let you suckle on my teat.
Please come back. All right, we gotta get out of here.
That's a good time to move on and end the show.
There you go. That's how we ended. All right, it's State of the WWE episode, I believe, 48. We'll have a good time, guys. We'll see you next week for State of the WWE 49. Next week on the show, Justin Bailey from the Best There Is podcast on YouTube. Go check out Justin Bailey's YouTube channel now. Do it now.
Thank you, sir.
Go check out Jaren's channel, Small Afro Games, on YouTube as well. Hopefully that copyright strike will go away. And, of course, thank you so much to the Canadian with the biggest brain in the world. It's devious Dave Rose. And you guys have a good day. Hope you guys can click the like button and comment on anything we mentioned in this video in the comments section below and let us know what you think. And if you're new to the show, we do this every week, so subscribe to the Joe Cronin Show as Justin Bailey dies in the background.
God help us all.
Can you guys hear that?
Yes,
Every single time we hear you, dude.
Fuck, man. My bad, bro.
All right, well, goodbye. Before we get out of here, actually, I do got to say, I wanted to let everybody know that I do have a partnership with Daily Motion now. So I want everybody to make sure they go to joecroninshow.net over the next 2 days. I'm revamping the website with some special videos that are going to be up on the website, including right now, there is a video that I did the other day that YouTube wouldn't allow because it's copyright material, but it's up on joecroninshow.net. You can watch it there under the Daily Motion video. And go check it out. It's a music video that a fan made. And so that'll be up on joecroninshow.net. And look for more videos up there as we continue to revamp the website, joecroninshow.net. Make sure you know the name so that you can find us when we're not on YouTube. There you go. We're here with. What the hell was?
Oh my god!
What was that?
You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.